Now, JB, as we know, this time of year, BT and Duck, this is where Warrior sort of walks on thin ice, because last year, as we know at the Brownlow, Luke Beveridge in the latrines, it took Leon Cameron, GWS coach, to separate them.
Separate who?
Warrior and Luke Beveridge. Luke Beveridge wanted to get his big biceps in.
So
Warriors.
what you're saying is, about this time every year, All-Australian, Brownlow, MVP, Carbine Club, all these functions that are going on, it's just become a matter of which one Damo will be punched at.
And if he gets in their eye line, Brian, and their path, and luckily for Damo, Brad Scott at the All-Australian dinner, you guys had the footy show. So he was on the warpath that night, because I could see the steam coming out of his nose. But I'm led to believe 2 o'clock Friday morning, after a great footy show, by the way, guys, an outstanding show on Thursday night, and you normally go down to the precinct and celebrate with all the throng. I'm led to believe, Duck, that Justin Leppich was there with a few of his former Brisbane teammates, and it took, Brian, Jamie Charman, who's a big...
It happened again.
It did. Leppich wanted to basically cave his head in. And it took Jamie Charman, who's 105 kilos, to hold Leppich.
Hang on. Are you saying to me that Leppich was within seconds of coming to blows with Damo at a public event?
And it took Michael Voss and Jamie Charman to try and hold Leppich back. There was froth coming out his mouth. He obviously hasn't taken kindly to what Damien Barrett said probably over the last couple of years.
You're not going to deny this, Damo.
Well, I'm waiting for a bit of a...
People know about this.
Well, they crashed our party, BT, the 2001 Premiership reunion of that footy club, and I get on well with most of the people from that team, but Justin Leppich clearly had an issue on this occasion with me.
So what was your...
I think you're beating it up a bit, though, Spud.
No, I'm not. I'm not beating it. No, I'm not.
We just had a little exchange of words, and that was pretty much all
Warrior,
I noticed it to be.
A triple premiership captain called me this morning.
I spoke to him. Yeah.
Michael Voss.
He was good,
and told me word for word, verbatim, is exactly what happened. So I'm not going to go back on what he told me.
I think he's just putting a little bit of mayonnaise on what might have happened there, Spud.
Where was Brad Scott? Was he around?
No, well, Brad Scott wasn't there, thank God, because it would have been a tag team. They would have used his head as a speedball. Tell us about your feelings when you're standing there just having what, we had a Pinot Gris or something, a Gras, whatever. And
Pinot Gras.
Just sitting there, sipping on it, Brian, when he sees Justin Leppich.
Who's a big man.
Oh, he's a big man.
105 kilos. Now, you're led to believe bench press about, 38 pounds or something. So
you're fast taking over from Acco as the world's most hated man.
What was your feelings like at this stage when Leppich was within about 3 or 4 metres?
It wasn't good, Spud. Yeah.
So what were you?
No,
was your attack to run?
Chance I was going to go down.
What dialogue was there between you?
I was accused of doing something that ended his career, which I don't think was right, Duck.
So
how just covered the story.
So how did you answer? How did you answer the question that he asked you?
I might have reminded him that it was the board that made the decision on his career.
Well, how did
it
end up? How did it end up at the end? Because normally it's frosty and then someone ends up on that side.
No, Michael Voss diffused the situation as he's.
But I'm led to believe Leppich was still grinding his teeth even an hour later.
I have been told that.
Yeah, and I think there's more to come.
I do.
No, there is. He's going to
what sort of more to come?
Well, Leppich is on a warpath.
You know what Gil has to do next year when he gets all the coaches together? Yeah. Warrior has to come and be a special guest speaker.
Yes, at the Coaches Association. Let's get him in there to give a little talk on media relations. And sit him in the middle with Clark and Luke Beveridge. Use your head as a speedball. I tell you what, imagine selling tickets to that.
I get on pretty well with about 15 of them, but I think 3 of them.
About 2, mate. You're kidding yourself.
15.
You're dreaming.
Well, 6 or 7.
Do you want me to do a quick straw poll if I text them all now or not?
Might be 1.
Yeah, I would have thought.